are you?
If I am not a myth, whose legend am I?
You are Iggy Pop.
Well, yeah.
You are the Igster.
I am Iggy.
How old are you today, Iggy?
Today I'm 48 years old, but I'll be 49 very soon. My birthday's next month.
I once saw you on the Arsenio Hall show. The Arsenio Hall show. Do you remember being on that show at all?
Yes, he's a tall black man.
That was crazy. Just you walking onto the Arsenio Hall show with this neat kind of vest on and no shirt. It was amazing. And I noticed you look a lot like Mark Arm of Mudhoney. There was
I do not. He might look a little like me.
Well, you totally look well. Anyways, we'll go back and forth. There was a photo shoot of you two guys a few years ago, and he looked like your son, kind of.
I see. Well, yeah, there are a lot of people around who look like my kids.
On your new album, Iggy, you have a song called Pussy Walk.
Yeah.
Now, you also have an older tune called Cock in My Pocket.
Yes.
When you played the UBC Sub Ballroom here in Vancouver, Canada, I guess around 1980, guess what you showed?
Was it like my cock?
Yeah.
Oh.
And a couple weeks ago, apparently, on the BBC show White Room, you wore some plastic see-through trousers which revealed your...
Was it like my cock?
And during the Big Day Out Festival in Australia, you flashed your...
You mean my cock?
No, Mr. Pop, did you really show your cock ring to Tina Louise Ginger? What are the circumstances surrounding that? Ginger, my idol, Ginger.
It was a slow day by the pool in Beverly Hills.
Was she frightened, like totally frightened, as when you said boo to Brian Wilson?
I don't know how she felt. You'd have to ask her.
You did once walk up to Brian Wilson, though, Iggy Pop, and say boo, didn't you?
Is that what Brian says?
No, that's apparently the legend. Iggy Pop scared Brian Wilson big time.
It's possible. I like Brian. He's very nice. I have met Brian, and he's very nice. We spent an evening together.
Have you mentioned the word boo to him at all?
I don't remember the boo, but, as you pointed out, there are so many children who look alike me. I maybe don't remember all the things I do.
Iggy, when did you first pop out your cock on stage? When was the first time? Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was in a town called Romeo.
What year was this?
In 1968.
Were you the first guy to ever do this on stage that's been documented? Because, a lot of people try to do stuff, but then people are told, oh, Iggy's already done that. Do you think you were the first guy?
I've already done everything, darling.
You've done everything. So were you the first guy to show his on stage as documented, you think? Or were there other people?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking about it.
What do you think, Iggy, of Gigi Allen? He was totally inspired by you. Like, Iggy, you started it, and Gigi finished it.
Did he get the Gigi, like from my Gigi's? Iggy?
Probably. I'm not totally sure, but I know he was totally influenced by you.
That's what somebody told me, that he called himself Gigi from my Gigi's.
What did you think of him? What did you think of his performance? Did you listen to his stuff? Did you ever see him?
No, I never saw him, but I think Gigi's a pretty cool name.
How did you avoid the draft, Iggy?
They didn't want me.
Didn't you pretend that you were gay?
Well, they didn't want me.
Why didn't they want you?
Well, you'd have to ask them. That's all I've got to say on the subject.
Because in your book, there's something to talk about, like a raging hard-on had something to do with them not wanting you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to elaborate on that here.
Okay, well, William Shatner, do you remember James T. Kirk?
Yes.
Did he once hit on you?
Was that like in the National Star or something?
Oh, it's just little undercurrents, something like that. William...
If he did, I don't remember.
Apparently hit on you or one of the Stooges, and he's a Canadian, too.
One of the Stooges. And he's a Canadian.
And you're in Toronto right now.
Oh, Canada.
Track 6 on Naughty Little Doggy, and you are the naughty little doggy. You are a naughty little doggy. You're Iggy Pop. Is called Keep On Believing. Yes. Now, man, I keep believing and wondering, where is James Williamson? Is he really a lawyer in Northern California doing computer music?
He is a computer executive in Northern California, in the Silicon Valley, and I don't think he does computer music or has a law degree.
Did you once
He does apparently play a lot of tennis.
Did you once get a, kind of anger at him for trying to make New Values a disco record?
That was actually Soldier. Yeah, he got carried away. He wanted to make it 48 track, bring in an orchestra. I thought it was a bit much for a song like, Dog Food or I Snub You.
Will Williamson be involved in the proposed Stooges reunion at all, Iggy?
I doubt that very much. He doesn't play. What I had planned was to get together with the guys who actually started the band.
So no tennis players or computer execs in the proposed Stooges reunion?
No. Nancy is squirming and making a movement that says, we're at an end. Okay.
Oh, Iggy, just a few more quick questions here. I'm just dying to notice. Glenn Frey said in the late 1960s, Detroit was in a fake music boom. There were all these terrible bands getting all the attention, like the MC5, the Scott Richard Case. As far as I was concerned, nobody except Bob Seger had a single ounce of talent. This is what Glenn Frey said.
That's because Bob Seger was the only guy who would hire Glenn Frey.
Yeah, like what the hell was he talking about? Because during that time, the Iguanas were around. Iggy, your first band, the Iguanas, you had shaved eyebrows, dyed platinum hair, wore pajamas, all while drumming. This is amazing. 1965, pre-Stooges.
Glenn was bummed because he wanted to start a band with me, and I turned him down.
How excited or how wild did the Iguanas get? Like, how wild were you in the Iguanas, your first band?
The most wild thing about the Iguanas was I had a 12-foot drum riser.
You were way up there.
I was way up there.
Because according to...
and then after we left school, yeah, that's right, I got, busted. And the band, I got pretty wild, but they didn't. They all wanted to go to college and stuff. Because
according to Iguana guitarist Don Swickerath, you did not start masturbating until you were 25, and
That's true.
And the church council in Petoskey wouldn't allow the Iguanas to play Louie Louie until after midnight for fear that you'd do the pussy walk on the locals.
That's true.
And then he also said, this is the legend of the Iguanas, your first band, totally underappreciated, that you charmed the Wrigley chewing gum family's daughters?
I think it was Reynolds Aluminum and Wrigley's chewing gum.
And they let you have the run of their mansions and their daughters?
That's true, yeah.
You naughty little doggy. Recently, some
Swift Meats also.
Recently, some Iguana stuff has been re-released.
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
Vaguely. Have you got one?
Oh, I've just sent away for the CD. It's available at Midnight Records. Actually, I knew somebody else that once met you at a record store. You were looking through Stooges bootleg.
Is Midnight Records in Toronto?
No, there isn't one in Toronto. No, it's in New York. But somebody once got their foot stepped on by you.
I see.
That was pretty exciting. Who were the Iguanas' main rivals at that time? Who were you fighting against?
The Rationals were our main rivals.
Did you ever get to party or see Susie Quattro's Pleasure Seekers?
I did, yeah. I knew Susie and thought the whole band was real foxy, and I wanted to just jump on them all.
Were they punk?
No, they were just foxy and bad, kind of like Shampoo. Just bad girls,
Was Ted Nugent weird back then in the days of the Amboys Dukes? They were out of Detroit.
You betcha he was.